This thumbnail right here was fully AI generated. So was this one as well. And this one fully AI generated. This one as well, perfectly clean text. This one as well. This thumbnail and this thumbnail as well. 100% AI generated, nothing more than a single sentence, and I was able to get these perfect thumbnails fully generated through Claude Code. So today I'm going to walk through my entire system that I'm currently using to generate all of my YouTube thumbnails through Claude Code. Whether or not you're a YouTuber and you need thumbnails, or you're looking to get any kind of consistent designs out of AI, this tutorial is going to help you out. So for this video, I'm going to go through my exact Claude Code setup in order to be able to do this. And if you do want to fast track getting this system set up, I have cloned my exact thumbnail generator system and I've put it on GitHub for a completely free clone. So I'll have the link to this GitHub project within my free Skool community linked in the description. All you need to do is just copy that link, send it over to Claude Code and tell it to set it up for you, and then you'll be good to go. But as I always recommend, it's good to have a fundamental understanding as to everything that's going on behind the scenes. So if you need to make changes or update it or make it better in the future, you know how to do that. So once again, this is the GitHub project with everything included in how this system works. I have told it to create a mermaid diagram as well, just to give you a very fundamental understanding as to exactly how this works. Ultimately, this is an incredibly easy system to get set up and running. Ultimately, what we're using is Claude Code at the start here. That's our CLI, and that's what we're using to give it some instructions on what to create the thumbnail about. This will then get sent through OpenAI, of course, using our own OpenAI key. This gets sent into a folder with a bunch of reference thumbnails and images. I'll cover more about reference images in just a minute when I go through my own Claude Code setup. But once it's had a look at those reference images, if it has reference images, it's going to obviously have a look at them. It's going to add them into the request into the GPT Image 2 model to then create the new thumbnail. If you're not yet familiar, OpenAI's GPT Image 2 model is no doubt about it the best model out there when it comes to image generation. Previously, the best model was Google's Nano Banana Pro model, although I would say that GPT Image 2.0 has definitely beat this model. I've been generating a lot of thumbnails both on Nano Banana Pro and on this new model as well, and I would say that this GPT Image 2 model is just way more consistent at following your instructions. It practically never messes up text as well, which is super important when it comes to thumbnails. Once again, I'd say the most important part is that it is incredibly consistent, and this is really important when we want to make sure that all of our thumbnails look very similar to each other for a channel or for a brand. So once again, just recommend using this model. Once it's gone through that model, it's going to output the thumbnail in a 16:9, 2048 by 1152 resolution. And then this is going to get saved into our output folder as a PNG, which we can then download. This isn't the highest resolution that OpenAI's GPT Image 2 model can output. Personally, I actually do a little bit of a higher output in the 4K range. You don't have to do a 4K thumbnail every single time, and it can cost a bit more money to do a 4K output as well. But I do find that when you do output it in 4K, it can just look a little bit more clear on YouTube. So it just depends what you want to use. Anyways, this GitHub project has all the instructions on exactly how this setup works and exactly how you can get it working. But now I'm just going to go through my Claude Code setup right here and just go through all of the messages that I sent through to Claude Code in order to get this project built out and just highlight some areas that I think you should be paying attention to if you want to get the best outputs possible. So initially, when I wanted to get these thumbnails generated, I just said, hey, are you able to build a YouTube thumbnail generator here? I will provide you with a folder of sample thumbnails that I want you to take reference from. Then please use the OpenAI Image 2 model to generate the new thumbnails and attach these examples to the new generations for it to take reference style from. So really quite a basic prompt, of course, but ultimately what we need to use is this Image GPT model, and we need to combine this with a really good set of sample thumbnails. So these sample thumbnails, I would say, is the most important part to ensure that the outputs that you're getting are going to be as consistent and as accurate and as best as possible for you. I personally wouldn't rely on the image model itself to come up with how the design should look, at least at this stage. The reason for this is that otherwise you would need a really big prompt to be very specific as to the outputs that you're looking for. And if you're not a designer yourself and you don't know exactly what you're looking for, it's probably easier to have a look at some visuals of thumbnails that you do like, provide them as style reference images so that it can just work that much better. So initially from this, it just gave me a couple of questions as to how I wanted this system to be set up. In my Claude Code operating system right here, I just got it to set it up as a separate folder in my YouTube folder. It then asked if I wanted to do this through the CLI, which is just this conversation right here, or create a web user interface to do this where we actually have a kind of like a dashboard. So you could do the web UI option if you wanted to have a dashboard to be able to upload stuff into, but to be honest, I don't mind, especially for thumbnail generation where it's just a quick note on exactly what you're looking for. It's quite easy to do it just through this conversation. Then third, it asked me about the OpenAI model that I wanted to use. Because this GPT Image 2 model is so brand new, it's not really been trained into a lot of these Claude models yet. So it doesn't actually know that the GPT Image 2 model has been released, and it's kind of recommending us to use the GPT Image 1 model. We definitely don't want to use the GPT Image 1 model because it is significantly worse than the GPT Image 2 model. So make sure just to clarify on that and force it to use the GPT Image 2 model. After this, it's going to ask us for our API key. I would always recommend never pasting your API key into the conversation itself. What you can do is just ask it to please tell me where to add the key securely. And it will give you a set of instructions on where to actually add the key in the folders here so that it is added in securely and you're not going to be pasting it in plain text. After this, we were basically done. You can see here, it's created the folder, it's added the key in, and it has installed everything it's needed to do. So once that was all set up and ready to go, it created that reference thumbnails folder and just told me to drop the reference thumbnails into that folder. So if I have a look on the left-hand side into YouTube, into thumbnail generator, you can see references. And in here, I have added in a series of thumbnails that I wanted it to take reference from. So I've just opened the folder here in my Windows tab. And you can see some of the examples that I gave it in order to be able to take reference from. And so these thumbnails were also already AI generated before because I already used this system to generate them in the first place. But if you haven't already got any thumbnails or designs to get reference from, one thing that I might recommend doing is actually getting a proper thumbnail designer to build out a set of thumbnails or build out a brand for you before using a system like this. The reason it's able to replicate this so well is because I've already had such a big database of thumbnails with me in it that have already been created. So if you are yet to create any thumbnails, you probably will have to throw in a reference image of yourself so it knows what you look like, as well as some designs and styles of thumbnails that you'd want to replicate. But once you have done that, I would sort of recommend easing it in and generating a few thumbnails and finding ones that you specifically like, then using those as the main reference thumbnails to take reference from in the future. And then eventually you'll be able to have a data set just like this for it to take reference from. And so once I had uploaded all those examples, I came back and I said, make me a thumbnail of me working at my laptop with the only text of the Claude Code course. Then I told it to just add the Claude logo into the thumbnail as well and add an orange glow to the background. And this is what we got back. We got Claude Code course. The text is all perfect. There's an image of me with the orange glow background, and it's exactly what I was expecting. Now, one thing that I forgot to mention is that there was a thumbnail before this that it tried to generate, and it didn't actually output it in the 16:9 format. Essentially, 16:9 is just the proper sort of length and height ratio that YouTube would want to accept. And so pretty much I just told it, can you actually output this in the proper 16:9 format? It then went on and then thought that the model, the GPT Image 2 model, didn't natively support 16:9, which is not true. They do. Obviously, it didn't have that information already. And so I pretty much just told it, it can do 16:9 now, but please look up the documentation to find this out. We do have to sort of baby it in to be able to get that information, especially once again, because it's a new model that doesn't have any information about. And then it was able to output the thumbnail perfectly, and that's exactly what you're looking at right here. So honestly, that is practically it when it comes to thumbnail generation. These models have gotten so good now that we barely need any training material as to how I look or how I want the style references to look like. Because the models are so good, it can just look at such a small data set and replicate a pretty good thumbnail just like this from not so much. So once again, this works great for YouTube thumbnails, but it also works for Instagram posts, Facebook ads, LinkedIn posts, literally anything that you might want to use images for. This can pretty much crush that. I hope this video was helpful. If you want to learn how to run Claude Code for completely free, check out this video right here where I run through exactly how we're able to swap the models and start using far cheaper and free models without having to use the expensive Claude models that can rack up costs over time. So make sure to watch the video. I'm still pointing at it. I'm going to keep pointing at it so you can click on the video. I highly recommend watching it.